Welcome to today's session of EC Made Easy. In today's session, we'll be talking about MOP criteria. So as MOP criteria is very clear, existing owners will need to have completed their 5 years minimum occupation period prior to booking an EC unit. So for MOP, it starts from key collection date for BTO, as well as resale completion date for HDB resale cases. For MOP calculation, it excludes any period of subletting of the whole flat or non-occupation. For example, if the owner were to be posted overseas or were to be renting out the flat for a period. So how do you check MOP? You will need to check it from the My HDB portion. So for MOP scenarios, there is one scenario where people who have purchased a resale flat with housing grant, if their MOP is less than 6 months, it may be possible to appeal to developer and may be allowed to book, but subject to HDB approval. If the MOP is between 6 months to 12 months, then that would really be subject to developer's approval, and for Lumina grant, chances are it may not be accepted. Next, another scenario is for people who have purchased HDB resale and without a housing grant. If their 5-year MOP is fulfilled before the TOP of the EC, they can still appeal to buy. Again, this will be subject to both HDB approval and developer's approval. So how do we get this approval? This appeal will need to be submitted to the developer using the developer's appeal form with an appeal letter as well as supporting documents. Applicants can also write in to HDB via the e-feedback form to get approval to buy prior to the 5-year MOP. Again, because we have a little bit of time before the Lumina grant launch, this is advisable to be done as quickly as possible. As long as HDB gives approval, that would supersede or that would be preferable compared to a developer approval. Alright, here we come to quiz time. So Mr. and Mrs. Sui, they have both just got their Singapore citizenship and they had their initial resale flat completion on 28 December 2018. If Lumina grant launches in January 2024, can they buy? Right, the answer is yes, their MOP has been cleared. Next, Mr. and Mrs. Ong bought their BTO in Bukit Batok and their flat will MOP in April 2024. Can they buy if it launches in January 24? The answer is no, because their MOP is in April. However, they may be able to appeal depending on the developer's MOP threshold, as the MOP is in 3 months' time. Alright, that brings us to the end of today's short session of EC Made Easy.